Hello, I'm toycat and welcome back to QnA Saturday. This is the once a week series where I answer your questions that have been asked in the comment section of the previous week's QnA Saturday video. This is a fun once a week opportunity we can have a back and forth with you about your biggest questions regarding life, the universe, and of course Minecraft updates. And because I'm in Japan this week, a lot of these questions aren't going to be focusing on Minecraft updates or Minecraft in general, but just in case you're the sort of person who only really likes watching a game that's the main game on a channel and only, you want it to be related to that in some way, then I'll be relating every question to Minecraft anyway, even though they're mostly about other things. So with that said, like this video if you do like it, but let's dive straight into the first question that came in from the last week's comment section, or the last Q&A Saturday I should say, because the Froggy Fellow asks from your experiences, how many of the Japanese stereotypes are real? And the answer is, I don't know if this is an okay thing to say, but most of them, and that's in a good way, because most stereotypes about Japan are fairly positive, right? Like, is it super technological? Yeah, it's very high tech, especially Tokyo. Like, outside of Tokyo, it's kind of less true, but everything is done in a much higher tech way. I mean, like, look about the Shinkansen, the crazy fast trains, but even stuff like if you go to a castle in some crazy rural area, it will use a vending machine. If you want to get on and off a bus, everything can be done contactlessly using, like an IC card system. There's a lot of things that are just like worlds ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to tech. Yeah, tech is used in a much smarter way here. And also, I would say the stereotype regarding like, oh yeah, the English level isn't so great, and when people do speak, they often replace L's with R's, I think it is, like, so English is English, or, stuff like that. That's also true. Like, it sounds like, oh yeah, that's just how you basically describe a Japanese person speaking, but it is how they speak. English isn't a subject that's like tested for in schools here, so although a lot of people speak it, especially younger people, it's not done in the best way, and like, therefore the stereotype is true. Also, the stereotype of like a very fast aging population, there's a lot of different stereotypes that are definitely true, and I think at least all the ones that aren't like violently bad, they seem to be true more than they're not true, which is interesting because a lot of countries aren't that way in the slightest. But with Japan, at least, it seems a lot of the stereotypes are true, and that makes it more interesting in my opinion, because it means you already know things, because the stereotypes have got you covered. I think that's probably going to offend people. That shouldn't have been my first question. So, also, if you want to relate that to Minecraft, then in Minecraft, you can play as a Japanese character. I actually do know, just a fun bit of trivia here, for the Minecraft Chinese edition, at least the Xbox version, they had to remove the Chinese and the Japanese characters because the Chinese censorship board didn't want any, like, of their young kids playing as Japanese characters, because you know how China and Japan be. Anyway, just a fun little fact for you right there, related to Minecraft, before we move into the second question, which is also related to Minecraft, because you can run in Minecraft, and Elijah Gastineau asks, I've heard you mention running before, do you run as a hobby? So I have running shoes, and I do run on a fair amount, but I don't run as a hobby, and I don't even run for exercise. This is the thing that, like, everyone, like, looks at me slightly sideways for, so if you hate me for this, that's fine. A lot of people just hear this and they're like, man, toycat, I don't know what to think about this, but I run as a form of transport. I run, so in a lot of cities, for instance, I walk around a lot, and it's like a half an hour walk, or it's a 14-minute run or something, and I'll run as like, it's a lot faster, it's more efficient, you could bike, but then you have to park the bike somewhere, you can catch the bus, but then, like, it's infrequent, costs money, you can rent a car, but then it's got the whole problem, also I don't drive, but running is often the best solution to a lot of problems. So yeah, running is my favorite form of transport, and people hate when I say that, but yeah, I have running shoes, and I wear them all the time, just so I can run at any given time. It's the loophole in life that hasn't been found yet, and I like it a lot. So yeah, with that said, let's move to the next question, which comes in from Matthew Pocock, who says, is that a joke name? I'm not even sure. But he says, you said a couple of weeks ago that you play or played D&D. What race/class combo do you play? So I'm going to nerd out for just like 40 seconds for people who just want to be related to Minecraft. You can roleplay in Minecraft, and you really shouldn't, especially not on the servers. I've seen far too much roleplay in Minecraft. But with that said, let's dive into the actual question, which is, I play as a half elf, half human, I believe, and I play as I think it's chaotic neutral is the, oh no, that's alignment. So I guess the class. Some form of magic class. So I'm really not big on the D&D, like the actual stats, etc. Like, I'm learning. I know I'm a sorcerer probably, because I have some really interesting spells that basically OP a little bit, like, because it kind of depends how your dungeon master does stuff. But yeah, I've been really enjoying like being a spellcaster, because even though you basically can't do anything besides cast one spell a day, it's super fun. So yeah, D&D for me is mostly a social experience that happens to have the kind of gaming involved, but I like it a lot. And just in case you're now back from your Minecraft break, that is why role-playing in Minecraft, I role-play as an elf, and I see who that attracts. So there we go. Now that's out of the way. Let's move into the fourth question, which is also very Minecraft related, because Super Stamps says 200th. How many people have you met that speak English in Japan? Side note, let's just pretend he didn't say 200th. Like, I don't know if that's a joke, but even like people who say jokingly like 53rd, it's like, no, don't make the first people think that they're anywhere near the realm of social norm, because they're not. But anyway, he says, how many people have you met that speak English in Japan? And a lot of people speak English in Minecraft, and Minecraft and Japan are both places that you can exist at one point where you would need to speak English. So, yeah, how many people speak English in Japan? Surprisingly few, actually. Again, it's a stereotype that seems to reign pretty true that there isn't much English outside the... So once you're in a major tourist city, like one of the top 5 in the country, you'll find a lot of things will be easy enough, like you could just speak English all the time. People are going to speak it well enough to get the thing that you want to get done. But especially in the slightly more rural areas, or like, let's just say, yeah, in more rural areas, it's mostly like, oh yeah, some signs will have a little bit in English, but like, I caught a ferry somewhere, for instance, and the ferry timetable was just all Japanese, because like, why would an English person be on this random island where 80 people live? It was Cat Island, by the way, but like, yeah, it's really rough in some parts, but if you're in a big city, if you're like worried, like, I want to go to Japan, but I don't speak Japanese, you don't need it. It's nice to learn the pleasantries, but yeah, it's not like, oh yeah, if you don't have Japanese, you'll starve to death. You can do anything you want to. It's just polite to have some Japanese with you. Because again, I think this is also offensive to say, but English is the global language, so you've got a head start if you can understand this video. If you can't understand this video, then sucks to be you, I guess. That's a real bad thing. But this next piece of advice is from Queen Sakara, who says, do you have any tips for plane flights? I'm terrified of planes. So first of all, you can build planes in Minecraft. I did so in the 30 original blocks video last week, so, you know, basically related. Also, you can fly in Minecraft with the Elytra. You know, these things write themselves. So let's say you're scared of flying your Elytra, or as the question actually is, scared of getting in a jet plane in real life. Honestly, this is terrible advice, but it helped me get over like the fear of flying, because I was so nervous the first time. I was just going to Northern Ireland, but it was super nervous, like getting on an hour-long flight. But the simple thing is just like, you know, accept you're gonna die when, as soon as the plane, like, you know, starts going around the runway, like, okay, I'm gonna die. Make peace of stuff, like, you know, maybe call your parents or whatever, like whatever you, I guess you shouldn't do that on the runway, but, you know, like, just make peace of dying, and then when you land on the other side, it's like, oh, actually, that was quite fun. Like, it feels like a bit like a roller coaster when you land. But honestly, when you take off and when you land, they're kind of nervous experiences. But to me, knowing that one, it's fun, like it feels a bit like a roller coaster, and two, knowing the numbers on safety. Like, you might have heard, like, 2 planes crashed recently. Yeah, 2 planes crashed. They were the only 2 major losses of life we've had in the last, like, 9 months, despite the fact that literally, right now, there are tens of thousands of planes in the sky as I'm recording this video. Like, in the next, you know, few minutes, in the course of this video, thousands of planes will have landed safely, thousands of planes will take off safely, and yeah, knowing that there's only 2 real danger points, and even in those 2 danger points, there's such a tiny percent that go wrong. The statistics tell you that it's safer to fly than it is to drive. It's safer to fly than it is to be on the ground for a whole bunch of reasons, and yeah, just prepare for death, and then when it doesn't come, which it won't, you'll feel a lot better, and that might be bad advice. But let's move in to the next question, which comes in from Octajet181966, and they say, QnA, can you try some cool Japanese snacks that you can't get where you live? So if you don't know why he's suggesting this, if you don't know Japanese snacks, basically in Japan, as well as having the wackiest, like, far out things, there's something called a konbini, which is convenience store. It's a loan word. They took the word convenience store and they made it more convenient, so konbini, really easy word. And konbinis sell pretty much, like, I would say pretty much anything, everything, but like just a whole bunch of fun, different things you don't expect. So I'm going to go to one now and bring you back some things that I don't see in my local store. So I'm back from the konbini, and I now have a lot of different stuff. I spent just over 1,000 yens, we're talking about $9 something, or about £7, on a lot of different snacks, and let me show you them all one by one here. Actually, you know, it's probably just better, easier to pour them. Okay, so first of all, we've got this. Jagabee is like the biggest snack manufacturer in Japan as far as I can tell, and this is a Lucifer flavored like crisp thing. I've tried this kind of format before, but Lucifer flavored crisps, like what does that even mean? Then we've got this, a tomato and cheese sauce burger. This cost 108 yen after tax, 100 yen before tax, 68 pence or 91 US cents. What does tomato and cheese sauce mean? You know, like there's lots of questions there, but it's fine. We've got ourselves a fruit sandwich or a sweet sandwich. As you can see in there, we got some pineapple, I think. We got some oranges, maybe some strawberries. Again, it's a fruit sandwich. How often do you get to have that? We've got a salmon roe. I don't know what this one's actually called. Like the onigiri, I think it is. It's seaweed wrapped rice. It's kind of like the you know, like Japanese version of a sandwich, if you will. Like instead of bread, it's like rice and seaweed, and then there's salmon roll on the inside, which is salmon eggs, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of like caviar, but a lot cheaper. And then we've got some soft fried squid with mayonnaise, did that say? Yeah, mayonnaise and sauce flavored snacks. So that's going to be a wild one, squid flavored snacks. But then just in case, because this one here says grilled squid legs, aromatic grilled squid legs that get tastier the more you eat. I don't know if that's shown well on the camera, but that seems pretty strange to say the least as well. Then we've got some crunchy chocolate. It doesn't have a flavor listed. I assume cookies and cream, but who knows for sure. There's not really much detail there. I've got I think that's lifeguard flavored drink. What does that even mean? I'm assuming lilt just because like it looks like a pineapple, but that's actually military, so who knows there. And then we've got some Tough Man Refresh. So let's dive into this, I guess. So the soft fried squid mayonnaise is already giving me some cause for concern. The smell isn't great. Initial impression was really bad there, but the squid, actually really tasty. Like maybe it's because it's more mayonnaise than squid and I like mayonnaise. But those are kind of like meaty crisps. Yeah, that's how I describe these. Like, imagine like a potato chip, if you will, a Lay's or Walker's bag. Imagine that, but it was meat. Or fish, rather. I mean, fish is a type of meat, but imagine that, but it's meat. Now imagine that, but it's squid. And that's that down to a T. They're really, really good, actually. Like, I'm going to finish the rest of this bag in a second. But first, let's switch over to the crunchy chocolate. We're doing this entirely out of order in any logical sense. Because the crunchy chocolate, I mean, I don't even know the flavor besides probably cookies. I'm hoping it's good. It is cookies and cream. These are actually really, like, these are really good. I love me some crunchy. Apparently. I think it's not too special in terms of, like, it's not the most amazing, you can't find this anywhere else. But it is unique, like more, you know, I like the form factor on this one. It's kind of like M&M's, but bigger and also not with a hard shell, maybe. Then we've got the salmon roe onigiri. I think it's onigiri. I think there's a few different terms for similar ones. So just to show you what we're talking about here, because I couldn't show you before, this is what it looks like on the inside. So it's rice in like a triangle, wrapped in seaweed. Sometimes the seaweed's dry. In this case, I think it's wet, or it's at least not hard. And on the inside, we should have a bunch of salmon roe. I say that, but no salmon roe just yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. They're the salmon eggs. It's got like a salty... Yeah, I quite like salmon roe. There's something that always is going to feel bad about eating eggs or like eating like pre-baby fish here. Like this is like 100 baby fish that I'm just eating for the sake of like going, oh, this is slightly salty. But it's pretty good, and for the price, it's a nice little snack. You know, like if you just need a light lunch or something, this would probably be good. I think I prefer another flavor though. I think this is the weakest of the batch, and that it's fun, but I mean, just the guilt that I get for eating 100 baby fish, it needs to be better than this, and it's not better than this. But you know what is better than this? Or maybe, at least. It's this fresh and delicious sweets sandwich. It doesn't have any more details listed on here besides it has vitamin C in here, and it's 201 calories. Is that for one sandwich or for all of them? Because that seems like a pretty good deal to me. Let's find out what's going on though. So in Japan, sandwiches are just amazing. So much better than like shop sandwiches are in the UK at least. And I didn't even realise this till recently, but apparently boxed or packaged sandwiches are quite a rare thing around the world. It's mostly like the UK and like Japan that are big for them. So let me know if you have packaged sandwiches in your country. That is exactly what it sounds like orange, or yeah, it tastes exactly like you would expect. Putting fruit between bread. Except the bread, if you look at it, the bread is almost soft and fluffy enough that it's like in a trifle you have that like weird layer at the bottom. It's almost like a trifle in sandwich form. Yeah, the more I think about it that way, the tastier it gets actually. Yeah, it's a trifle that you can hold in your hands. That's genius, actually. I used to think fruit sandwiches, how wacky. It's a trifle. It's a trifle you get to eat. It's very heavy on the bready bit, but I guess that's probably for the best. It's good, and probably counts as a lunch. I mean, this is kind of a dessert, right? But is it a dessert? If you like sweet things, I love sweet things, and Japan agrees with me. This is the place to be, apparently. Let's wash that one down, shall we? With our lifeguard drink. So, it doesn't say much on there besides 7 vitamins, amino acids. Like, I think this is meant to be a health drink. I guess, yeah, lifeguard, like it guards my life. I was picturing, like, beach stuff. Like, look at that car. That's not a car that wants to save your life, but maybe I'm wrong. I have no clue what I just tasted. I cannot pinpoint this flavor. Maybe grapefruit? Yeah, no, this is no flavor that I can really recognize. Like most drinks, it's like, oh, this is kind of a lemony thing, but way too powerful. But in this case, it's actually a pretty weak flavor. Like most things are really sweet, really out there. This is quite a subdued flavor. So lifeguard, gonna get like a out of 10 from me. Wouldn't actually recommend this. Really cool packaging. Really bad flavor, which I mean, like, maybe that's the trade-off you get in Japan. Like, you get good packaging or you get good flavor. You don't get to have both. That would be excessive, right? Let's next up try some Lucifer-flavored snacks. Looking at them, you can see, like, okay, probably chili, right? Like, maybe that's why it's Lucifer, because Lucifer lives in hell. What is hell? Hell is really hot. What else is really hot? Goddamn chilies is what? So yeah, they look a little bit like fries, and they honestly have a similar consistency. Oh, I lied. These are hollow, apparently. It's such a fun form factor. Like, everyone loves eating fries, right? Like, just grab a fruit, throw them in the mouth. Yeah, these are... It's like eating fries covered in some mayonnaise, like some spicy mayonnaise or something. But not spicy, like... Flavored, like maybe a tomato mayonnaise, maybe? I'm not even sure. Like, looking at this picture, I'm just more confused than I can really raise. Like, is it meant to be, like, fried something with salmon on top? I really have literally no clue. Isn't it kind of funny, like, oh yeah, it's really easy to work things out bit by bit. But here, the flavor just is eluding me. I feel like I could eat the whole box and be like, so what flavor was that again? Because it doesn't taste like anything that looks like. It doesn't taste like chili, like you'd assume, because Lucifer. Who knows what's going on here? Let's now, because we've gone through some heat, let's get some grilled squid legs up in here. So, oh man, this looks... Okay, this is going to be the roughest thing to eat, I think. Oh god, look at the squid leg. Like, it's... You can see the little, like, suction cups on there still. Okay, this is concerning. It gets tastier the more you eat, but that's not going to bode well for my first bite. Gotta do it for the video, I guess. Oh, I literally can't bite it off. That sure is squid. Oh man,
It just makes me so uncomfortable that you can see the legs. I had this thing where it's like, you know, living things, you gotta hide it from it as best you can. And this is literally just eating a jerky. Like, they took the legs, they grilled it, they jerkied it, they called it a day. And I am not comfortable with that, because the amount of effort, I'm there trying to desperately snap off its legs from its body. It's like, man, I'm not a monster. I only let other people do that, and then I enjoy the labor. Jeez, very different. Then we've got ourselves the last two things here. We've got Tough Man Refresh, because I'm a tough man. I think that to myself. There's not been a drink that has refreshed me just yet, but that's going to change today. And then also we've got this, but this requires microwaving. Like, I assume we could take a bite of it cold, but I think it's recommended you microwave. It's like a Rustler, but so much cheaper than a Rustler. Like, people hate on the Rustler, which I think is unfair. And let's see what happens when you get this going on. So again, before I bite into this, I really want to express the amazement at the 68 pence burger that you can just, or get it from a shop anytime you like and just go for it. Like, it's smaller than a Rustler equivalent, whatever your thing is, but like this cheapness for something that you could eat in your own home anytime you like. You can buy 10 of them for £6.80, $9. I don't know why, I think that's kind of crazy given how convenient it is. Like, so many stores will just have it, but let's just show you what it is. This is the tomato and cheese sauce. I thought maybe it meant tomato and cheese sauce, like, you know, like Cheese Whiz or whatever. But no, it's like there is a sauce that looks a bit like, you know, there's some tomato sauce, there's some cheese sauce. Enjoy your burger, I guess. It's not the best burger in the world, but the fact that it's even a, like, oh wait, if you've ever tried White Castle in America, they're known for tiny, tiny burgers. It's not far off the same concept. Like, oh, here's a tiny burger, pay a tiny amount for it. Maybe for a meal you'd need 2 or 3 of these, like depending on what it takes to fill you up. But as a concept, pretty good. Yeah, I like this a lot. I'm gonna finish this, and then we'll get to the Tough Man Refresh. I really can't get over how good this is. I know a lot of people probably hate White Castle, and it probably is like trash level or whatever. I don't know, I've only been there a couple of times. But man, that was like really good, really tiny, really cheap. Like, sometimes you want a burger as a light bite, you don't want it to be a whole meal. And that does the job for 100 yen. I can't stress. In Japan, you know, there's like, lots of things are very expensive. It's expensive to come here. Like, that's why it's so hard to spend a lot of time here. But that was good, and it proves that you can have a cheap meal in Japan if you really want to. That came in a few different flavors, by the way. I think there was just a regular hamburger as well, for the same price, if that's your thing, although that's just less for the same price. But next up, we got the Tough Man Refresh. You know, I had a real tough burger, so I need to be refreshed. So energy drinks here have a really different flavor, like, again, much sweeter, much more, I'm not even sure what flavor, like, flavory, I would say. Like, you know that energy drink flavor? Imagine that, like, dialed all the way up to 11. And to prove that's the case, I don't want to ruin something, but, like, let me show you by just, like, pouring this somewhere. Like, okay, this is a terrible background, but you can see how, like, look at that color. Look at it, it's so yellow. And yeah, basically, oh god, I've put yellow stuff everywhere now. But yeah, just as a pro tip, things are a lot sweeter and more powerful, and that includes energy drink. Like, this is, I realize now, like, looking at it, like, okay, pretty basic looking energy drink, but it's much more caffeinated, as best I can tell. It's by Yakult, by the way, which I think are the people who make those yogurt drinks. So they make yogurt and they make Tough Man Refresh. So yeah, overall, snack review, I'm gonna say pretty good snacks. Yeah, I like Japan. They have good snacks. Would recommend. Come here just for the snacks, honestly. I wish I could bring one of the, like, a store like this just to my local area. Everything's so good. Actually, these are pretty bad. Yeah, these I don't want to eat more of these just because I have no idea what's going on here. I'm gonna eat the squid crisps though.
Oh, and just to relate that to Minecraft, if you play Minecraft for a long time, like I have been known to do, you know, we've got several hour streams on the channel, especially if you're beating Minecraft, or maybe doing a boss race like I'm considering doing. If you were going to do something like that, you would need to eat food, and you might want to eat some weird food to keep things interesting. There we go, it's related, we're good, it's safe, we're a winner. So the next question comes in from Demizilla, who says, Toycat, what's your favorite anime? And also you can watch anime or you can play Minecraft. And personally, I would choose to play Minecraft because, no, honestly, when it comes to anime, everyone's like, oh, you're in Japan, you've been there twice now, you must really love animes, right? Like, they're really, really good. But honestly, I don't really particularly like anime. Like, there is a different storytelling structure that a lot of people love. I know a lot of people who like to do drugs and then watch anime, and it's like a really fun, wild experience because it's just so different, so unexpected. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's for everyone. Like, I don't like anime. I think it's like a style of animation that has, you know, it's not conducive to what I like. Like, what I like and what anime tends to deliver aren't the same thing. There are some animes I have really enjoyed. I really like this one about a witch that could turn into a bathtub that I think, I'm not even sure, I watched it a long, long time ago. I really liked the one by Rooster Teeth, and I also really, really liked Death Note, because the premise was just so fun. But it's not that I liked the format, it's that I liked those particular shows. So yeah, my favorite anime is Death Note, but I haven't watched enough to be like, oh, it's my favorite because I tried everything. It's my favorite because I tried like 5 and I liked 2 of them, sort of. So yeah, that said, let's move into the... Oh, also, yeah, you can watch animes or you can watch Minecraft, which means there's really an important choice between the two, but it's not as related to Minecraft as this next question, because Melody K asks, question idea, sorry. Whenever you imagine someone watching your video, how old do you imagine them to be? So my videos are Minecraft, and therefore this is really a Minecraft question. And this is an interesting one because a lot of YouTubers have a very specific age in mind. I think it's even smart, I would say, to be like, oh, we're going to target a really particular demographic. Most YouTubers, that's why they like rage when they're not on the YouTube Kids app. Like if the audience demographic they're going for is entirely the one on the Kids app, and that audience is being cut off that way. And that's why a lot of YouTubers will speak to you like you're a mentally handicapped dog, like, hello, I am the guy, and this day video we're going to be talking about this, which is really exciting. You know, like they talk to you super slow, super, like, because again, their job is to be a children's entertainer, but that's never been my goal. My goal is to, I guess, speak to people like human beings, people who want to learn about the things we're doing, you know, like people, I guess people who want to learn in general, like whether that's about Minecraft updates, whether that's about, you know, like various historical things as it's been recently, whether that's about particular things to do in Minecraft, it's like, oh yeah, if you want to learn some knowledge, I'm not going to say that because you're, you know, below this age or above this age that you shouldn't watch the videos. I just request that if you watch a live stream or if you leave a comment, that you try to be the most mature person you can. But, you know, maybe that's crazy of me. I'm sure I would make a lot more money if I was just like, so it's Toycat here again, be bringing you some more communist videos. If you don't know what communism is, kids, tell your parents that they're bourgeoisie capitalists and that you should overthrow them, and, you know, like that. I don't know, like that. Maybe that'd be a more fun way of doing things, but it's not the way that I do things on the channel, maybe incorrectly. So yeah, if I picture an age though, because I guess that's the correct answer, probably somewhere in the teenage years, right? Like even then you see a lot of people who are like significantly above that age range. When I went to Mindfair, Minnesota, I think she was in her 40s, maybe 50s, and she's like, I love your stuff. I had to bring my daughter here with me because, you know, she doesn't really care about, but like, you know, she was like so amazed, and she invited me to her realm in person. You get some really wacky experiences, some outliers, some wild stuff. But if I had to be honest about who do I picture when I picture making my videos, I think I mostly picture making videos for me. This is something that, again, I think it's like selfish or wrong maybe, but instead of picturing like I'm making videos for someone, you know, like I try to picture I'm making videos myself, because, you know, I think highly of myself. I think, oh yeah, well, you know, if I was watching a video and this had this in, I wouldn't like it, so I won't do it. If I would like a thing, I'd put that in a video, and either it's been working so far and I shouldn't change it, or it's a bad idea and I'm just slow at changing. I'm not sure which of the two it is, but that's the answer to your question, Melody K. But let's move into the final one, shall we? Which comes in from Fred Retributionist, who asks, why are console and PC games expected to be higher quality than mobile games? And in the context of microtransactions, not like in terms of graphics, etc., he clarifies. So first of all, how is this related to Minecraft? Well, Minecraft is on mobiles, and Minecraft charges significantly less on mobiles. Like, despite the fact that Minecraft Bedrock, they made a big point, it's the same regardless which platform you're on. They charge hugely different amounts, and we have the confirmation that this is because they charge what their competitors are charging, basically. They basically just said, like, on mobile, people expect to pay less, so we charge less. On PC, people are willing to pay more, so we charge $30, which I don't know if that's the perfect way to charge things, although it kind of is how most things go these days. So, like, okay, that's how they do things. But yeah, as to like, why is it that mobile games are expected to be worse, and why are, you know, console games expected to be better, why are PC games expected to be better? And I think most of that is like how you play and where you play. When you play a PC game, you sit down, you might play for several hours at a time. Same with a console. You sit down in front of your TV for some number of hours and you play, sometimes with friends, sometimes like that. It's a dedicated gaming experience that you're willing to pay a lot of money for to get a lot out of. Whereas when you buy a mobile game, although you might be a mobile gamer, most people just want something to casually play at the bus stop, or want to casually play while they're on the train ride somewhere, or just casually play while you're waiting in line at Starbucks. Like, play for a few minutes at a time. And for the most part, those games don't make deep, grand things. And because of the fact that people are only willing to pay 99 cents, $1.99, they have to be kind of small packages. So the price expectation is lower, the time expectation is lower, and because of that, you don't get great gaming experiences. Like, honestly, there aren't many amazing games that you can play for 15 minutes at a time. Like, maybe I'm wrong about that one, maybe you disagree, but it's, I think it's true at least. I think most great games require a bit more time to be put in, or at least, even 15 minutes at a time. I guess you could theoretically play Minecraft, you could theoretically play a game of Battle Royale, something in there, but yeah, most great games require more than that amount of time, and that's kind of the mobile experience. Right now, at least, there isn't a very serious push, but because there's so many players that I think we're going to see more and more companies try, and it's something we've seen happen. Like, EA has made a big mobile push this year, and maybe other games will do it too. And yeah, that's the answer to your question, and as you all know, Minecraft is a mobile game, so this was related. This whole Q&A was really all about Minecraft, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, you can like this video and let me know. You can share it if you really like it, and you can subscribe when you're around here, because subscribing is something that you can do to see more Minecraft videos every single day on your homepage. And if you want to really see them, because you know how YouTube can be sometimes, then hit the bell as well, because that tells YouTube you extra want to see them. It also notifies you if you have notifications like actually deliverable, and then also you go on the settings and you may basically, just do what you want. If you want to see more videos, you probably know how to do it. If you don't want to see them, then good news, this one's coming to an end and you won't have to see me ever again. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all some other time. Goodbye.